The favorable investment climate of Kazakhstan attracts foreign businessmen. Every year, there is an increase in foreign capital flows. The greatest interest is in mining and manufacturing industries, as well as in trade, finance, and transport. One of the largest Korean corporations intends to invest in development of manufacturing tractors project in Kazakhstan. At the initial stage, the company invests in the development of marketing of the tractors. The corporation also plans to organize an internship for Kazakh employees at its enterprises. The tractor manufacturing plant has been working in the Turkestan region since 2015. In the first 2 years, nearly 120 units of agricultural machinery were manufactured. We plan to manufacture starting with 1,000 tractors per year and expanding production to 10,000. I think that there is a possibility for this to happen. This is an opportunity for Kazakhstan to develop its agricultural sector. In addition, significant investments will be made in the agricultural sector of Kazakhstan. The World Bank is ready to finance the implementation of the program for development of beef cattle worth $500 million.
Министром сельскохозяйства встретились с губернатором штата Небраска.
We've met with the U.S. Secretary of Agriculture and the Governor of Nebraska. We are negotiating the construction of a plant for production of irrigation facilities. Now, we are negotiating with livestock companies and major meat producers who will come with investments in Kazakhstan to build a meat processing plant and feedlots.
С инвестициями к нам в Казахстан по строительству мясоперерабатывающего завода, по строительству откормочных площадок.
Experts are confident that attracting foreign capital along with introduction of modern technologies will give a new impetus to development of all sectors of Kazakhstan's economy. Kazakhstan increases meat exports. 3,000 tons of beef are planned to be exported from Kostanay region this year. Feedlots are expected to provide the largest volumes of meat. There are more than 40 feedlots in the region, and the largest of them are located in Karabalik district. One of the feedlots is currently under reconstruction. Initially, there were 8,000 livestock in the farm. Following the expansion, the feedlot could house 20,000 livestock at one time. 3,000 livestock are planned to be sold every month. We have no problems with sales. We sell our output to Russia and Uzbekistan. We are planning to start selling our products to Iran and China. These are our major sales markets. Kazakhstan exported about 33,000 tons of meat to 11 countries in 2018. The three leading sales regions include Turkestan, Aktobe, and Almaty regions. The main sales product of the region was beef. Environmentally friendly and organic products from Kazakhstan are very popular abroad. Foreigners enjoy Kazakhstan's organic juice, jam, and marshmallow made of apples. Enterprises of the Almaty region contribute to growth of economic indicators. One of the domestic companies located in the Yenbekshi Kazakh district intends to export 8.5 million liters of juice this year. Products labeled made in Kazakhstan will be delivered to Russia, Poland, Germany, as well as to Asian countries. This year, these are the first steps for us towards exporting to Southeast Asia. We have signed a contract with Southeast Asian countries, Singapore and Malaysia. We have also signed contracts with Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, and China. Now the trial steps on work with China are being continued. There is a very serious interest in our products since the region is considered to produce environmentally friendly products with organic certification. Tajikistan increases exports of honey. The locally made product is in high demand abroad and is being exported to Russia, Kazakhstan, Afghanistan, and the United Arab Emirates. The honey season began recently, but beekeepers have collected almost 4,000 tons of honey. They believe that natural Tajik honey can prevent and treat various diseases.
Есть у нас хлопковые, есть разноцветочные.
We have cotton and polyfloral honey. Honey with propolis is effective to treat cold, while honey with pollen treats heart complications and anemia. There is royal jelly to boost immunity. We also have 4-in-1 honey.
Маточное молочко для повышения иммунитета. У нас есть смесь 4 в 1.
The taste of honey depends on the location of the bee farm. Beekeepers set beehives in mountainous areas, near cotton fields and in gardens. There are 5 bee species in Tajikistan, such as Tajik, Italian, Middle Russian, Caucasian and Carpathian. The proboscis is 1 millimeter longer. These bees can be used to collect nectar from clover and in mountainous areas where they produce good honey. There are 3 beekeeping development programs adopted in Tajikistan, which are aimed to expand honeybee colonies and honey production in all categories. The number of beehives in Tajikistan has increased by 8,000 over the past year. Tajik beekeepers produced about 3,000 tons of honey in 2010, and the output almost doubled in 2019. Kyrgyz Shyrdagy International Festival was held in Kyrgyzstan. The event was held for the 9th time and was attended by 200 people from all regions of Kyrgyzstan. I made Shyrdags, or felt floor coverings, based on my method. It is not an easy job. I'm going to continue creating them. I want these felt items to be known worldwide. The festival is aimed to preserve the heritage of the Kyrgyz people and support craftswomen. The event visitors were impressed by the works by local artisans. Tourists were impressed by the unique festival and skills of the local craftswomen. They believe that it took much time and efforts for the women to create a shirdak. The travelers were particularly excited to purchase the natural felt carpets. Meanwhile, Shyrdag is one of the rarest carpentry crafts in Kyrgyzstan. The patterns on the felt items may vary and include various designs such as animals, deer horns, manas tellers and writings, which are cryptic messages for the carpet owners. The festival will turn 10 years soon. We hope to implement our plans. Multiple events such as Shyrdak making masterclasses, exhibition of felt items, and a concert were held as part of the festival. Kyrgyz Shirdaks were included in the list of UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage List in 2012. The Assembly of People of Kazakhstan is a unique example of building inter-ethnic relations and spreading the ideas of peace and harmony. The advisory body will mark its 25th anniversary next year. Experts said that the history of the Assembly reflects the history of the country's stability. They also noted that the role of the Assembly is hard to be defined as it reflects a whole range of integrating people in Kazakhstan. The national model of inter-ethnic unity and the experience of the Assembly have been studied in many countries.
Казахстанская модель общественного согласия, национального единства, она на сегодняшний день...
Today, Kazakhstan's model of social harmony and national unity has proved its vitality. First, the uniqueness of this model is that it represents the interests of ethnic groups up to their participation in parliament. We know that other countries, particularly Kyrgyzstan, is very interested in our model. I have personally given nearly 4 lectures on this topic, explaining the Kazakhstan's model. Visitors from abroad come to us.
По этой тематике с разъяснением казахстанской модели, и к нам приезжают гости из-за рубежа.
С первого дня создания именно нашем Елбасы Ассамблея.
From the first day of its establishment by our first president, the Assembly has contributed to the development of our state, uniting all nationalities and all cultural centers. There are opportunities for all cultural centers, minorities, to move forward and to raise their culture. For example, there is a Sunday school in our Armenian center. Next year, major events are planned throughout the country as part of the 25th anniversary of the Assembly. The film about the champion of Sydney Olympics, Bekzat Satarkhanov, has been presented at a premiere private screening. The Kazakh boxer was only 20 years old when he won the Sydney Olympics and lifted the Kazakh flag to the sky. It has been 20 years since Bekzat Satarkhanov passed away. People still remember the famous boxer who left wonderful memories in their hearts. Actor Samat Azimkulov starred as Bekzat Satarkhanov in the film. He said that it is a great responsibility to play the character of the athlete who did boxing only for 5 years and reach the height of the Olympics. The feature film will be shown in October in all cinemas in the country.
Өзім фильмді көріп отырып таңғалғаным бір ғана эпизод.
One of the scenes in this film surprised me while I was watching it. Satarkhanov was training for 2 straight hours, and when the doctors came to check his heartbeat, it was just normal. His condition was like a person who is in a resting condition. This proves that Begzat's talent is a special gift from God.
Талант Алла тағала берген ерекше қасиеті иесі болғандығын көрсетеді.
International intellectual competition on solving the Rubik's Cube was held in Eastern Kazakhstan. The speed cubing event was held as part of the first international event, Semay Summer Fest. More than 300 people took part in the tournament. The contestants arrived from various regions of Kazakhstan, as well as Russia, Belarus, and Ukraine. The youngest contestant was 5, while the oldest participant was 51. The speed cubers competed across 16 categories. The main assessment criteria include the fastest time to solve the puzzle. Our main goal is to promote speed cubing in Kazakhstan because this activity is quite new. Speed cubing was established in Kazakhstan 1.5 years ago. We need to organize more competitions in order to raise the profile of speed cubing and offer children with the opportunity to show their skills. Such events promote healthy lifestyle and also contribute to the development of logical skills and leadership qualities. The Kieli Kazakhstan equestrian expedition continues its journey. Horse riders are exploring one of the country's most tourist attractive regions, the Almaty region. In 12 days, 25 members of the expedition plan to go around the most difficult and inaccessible places in the region in order to build new and previously unknown horse routes. In addition, travelers will visit the Isik Historical and Cultural Reserve Museum and the Ile Alatau National Nature Park. It is a brand for our country. Equestrian tourism is a brand. Each country has its own brand. Some people go to a country with beaches, and some people go to see architecture. People go to Kazakhstan for mountains, nature, and horses. Because this is what we can show, and this is our strong advantage. We have specialists, we have people we can teach, and of course, we have horses. The capital of Kazakhstan hosted an ethno festival of cultural heritage of nomads, Koshpendiler Alemi. The festival featured bright ethnic costumes, warrior armor, and various competitions. Organizers said that this event is more than a revival of traditions and customs. Another important goal is to make the festival part of the Kazakh capital brand. We celebrate the growth of tourism. At the end of last year, nearly 800,000 tourists arrived in the capital. Of course, these are the so-called business tourists who come for business purposes. We want such a festival to achieve a certain renaissance, so there will be a revival of national culture. This year, 180 participants from 10 countries arrived in Kazakhstan, including people from Azerbaijan, Bulgaria, and Russia. Residents of Mongolia, Iran, and South Korea took part in the festival for the first time. The team from Turkey has been remembered with a bright program. We had to cut watermelons and melons with a sword riding a horse. We say that our ancestors came from Kazakhstan. Nomads from Turkey take their roots from your lands. Nurbek Kalibekli said that Nur Sultan is a unique city which unites the Turkic people. This festival is being organized in Kazakhstan for the 4th time. Kyrgyz and Kazakhs are related. We need to strengthen our bond. I performed Kyrgyz epic Manas. Last year, more than 800,000 tourists visited the capital. Every year, the number of foreign visitors increases. They come not only for business purposes, but they also want to learn about the capital of the Great Steppe. Paragliding Accuracy World Cup event has finished in Almaty region. Teams representing Slovenia, China, Korea, the Czech Republic, and other countries took part in the competition. As a result of the event, Kazakhstan's team is among the top 10. Kazakh athletes, particularly Almas Akhmetov, demonstrated their skills and professionalism. Our team is currently ranked 4th in Asia and 9th in the world. This ranking allows us to step up our efforts and become one of the leaders. Based on the competition terms, a paraglider should land exactly at a designated spot. 76-year-old Japanese contestant Yoshiki Oka admits that it is not an easy job. The athlete spent almost half of his life paragliding and participating in a variety of international competitions. The athlete believes that a person who tried paragliding once will not be able to abandon it.
It's really nice.
Yoshiki Oka was impressed by the local nature and praised convenient areas for taking off and landing. The World Cup event was preceded by the Asian Championship Test event and the Kabambai Batur Cup. Thailand's team was recognized as winners and Kazakhstan finished second.
Number one, and also Kazakhstan.
Asia champion Nunapat Fuchong visited Kazakhstan for the first time and said that the team worked hard to achieve this victory. The World Cup event was attended by 120 people from 24 countries. Organizers believe that the paragliding sport promotes tourism in the region. Military training courses are available for children in Urals during the school holidays. A specialized military-patriotic camp is being organized in the city for the 9th year in a row. 5th to 9th grade students can experience the army life. No phones, gadgets and internet are allowed. The children are trained to exercise, improve their dexterity and demonstrate their ability to protect themselves, friends and homeland during the training.
One of
the features of our camp is that children do not use cell phones. Parents and teachers are aware of the fact that they live in the camp, and this is the most important thing. They have no internet connection here. They learn to be disciplined and to follow orders. Boys learn how to assemble a training machine gun in seconds and shoot straight. They also swim, walk on a tightrope, and even cook over an open fire. Many of them are willing to return and experience the army life again. We get up on command, run in the morning in uniforms, and perform various tasks. I feel as a real army soldier. My older brothers are in the military. I want to be a military man like them and be a real patriot. There are 50 boys in the camp. These are children of various ages and seniors take responsibility for the youngest ones. Boys are our future defenders. Therefore, masculine qualities should be promoted among them. Sometimes school education is not enough. I believe that such camps are necessary. About 2,000 children stayed in the military training camp in 9 years. This year, the camp was attended by about 200 boys. History of the Great Steppe is showcased through modern dance. Kazakh artists, under the direction of Dana Musa, gave a performance on stage of the City Hall in Paris. Recently, the founder of the troupe was a finalist of the French talent show. Looking at the rehearsal, it is difficult to imagine how history of the Great Steppe can be told through modern dance. The founder of the ethno ballet, Dana Musa, and her students had worked on the project for an entire year. The dance shows a trilogy dedicated to nomads and their spiritual culture. It's me and it's part of me. I can't cut my roots off. They're always with me. Wherever I go, I have my roots. Tomorrow, even if I go to Brazil or Japan, I'm sure that I will give the same messages and do the same performances. There are 11 dancers on stage, representing different cultures of the world, telling one common story. The past of the Great Steppe is universal and is presented as the past of all mankind in the interpretation of the ethno ballet. I am delighted. I witnessed the way she began to prepare her ethno ballet in Paris, and now she has her own troupe, a trilogy. It was an exceptional performance in terms of creativity. This overflows everything, and I like it. The Kazakh dancer expresses love for historical roots in her performance. She says that through dance, she can express all of her emotions.